All right, here we are with War 7 against Celestial Avengers. Today I'll be taking in Howard the Duck, Wiccan, and Mr. Fantastic. Got Path 6 in both sections and one shared fight on one of the shared islands. So, a little behind as usual. Starting out here, Path 6. First fight, Galan. We're going to take this with Wiccan. It is Wiccan's only fight. And game plan is just to get the neutralize up and just win the fight pretty much. It was pretty ironic that this war came right after finishing the Agatha All Along series. So, felt pretty good taking Wiccan in following that. Anyways, he's just going to completely shut this fight and node down. He has energy attacks, so we don't have to worry about the spiked armor. On top of that, even if he didn't have energy attacks with the neutralize up, those buffs won't appear. They'll actually just turn into incinerates. And then Deja Vu Prowess, we don't worry about either once we get this neutralize up here, and we can try and keep it paused. Any buff that comes from a repeated combo is just going to turn into an incinerate. So you see here, baiting out the first special one, he is already pretty close to 50%, and we are ready for a special 2 off of those 2 prowess buffs ending. And then just here's all the damage in DOT. And down goes Galan. So Wiccan's only fight showing up. Next series of Mr. Fantastic fights that resulted in a bunch of pre-fight placings. Starting here with this Mangog on aggressive prowess. Game plan here was to parry heavy and then do short combos, alternating that just to remove the prowess, so I wasn't sticking to 3-hit combos, or maybe I was. Working in the parry heavy to just constantly restart or refresh Mr. Fantastic's buffs. On top of that, it's to keep an eye on the tactic and making sure that we always have a passive heal block. So we have one here. That early passive heal block pretty much made me commit to a special 2 attack, which is going to come here for a second set of buffs, debuffs. And then there's a passive heal block so that we're safe during the passive power game. From here, his defensive combat rate and his passive power gain pretty much go to nothing. You can see that there. I did, for these Mr. Fantastic fights, put on max Petrify so that we don't have a lot of power gains. And you can see here we got to another special 2 and he didn't actually even get to another bar of power. So the setup, everything, the debuffs here, it's just a coasting point. Hit him to keep aggressive prowess in check, and then throw special ones to refresh our debuffs. Throwing in heavies to refresh them as well. And he still has not gotten a bar of power. We miss a parry there, not a big deal. Evade kicked in. And yeah, this is just hitting a dummy at the moment. And that's pretty much how the rest of Mr. Fantastic's fights go for the rest of the war. So definitely an underrated tactic champion, depending on matchup and node and whatsoever. Down goes Mangog. Next up, Path 6, Section 2, first node, Howard the Duck's only fight. We've got a bishop here. Went this route because all of the options available were going to give him prowess, and I didn't want to deal with unblockable based on bans. So Howard the Duck, we've got auto masher set up so that we only have to tap the screen once. Going to build up some furies here at the start as we work our way to our own wall. It looks like I'm tapping multiple times, but it's just to make sure I hit the screen after already hitting a parry. And now we're going to build up some armor breaks. The goal would be here, obviously it's easy to keep and maintain a passive heal block with all the debuffs Howard the Duck places, especially on this heavy attack. But the game plan was to push him to special 2 and bait off of that. And it works out well at the start. There is one moment, however, where the special 1 doesn't quite get him to special 2, and we end up with Bishop throwing a special 1. However, at the time that happens, the fight is pretty much over, so I just go full tilt into trying to get him down. Here it is, and don't care about the incinerate. And here we go. We got the relic, we've got a special 1, could have done a long chained combo. Easy fight for Howard the Duck. Second fight on this path, Dargonman, place pre-fights, get ready. We have our mastery set up for the rest of the war to favor Mr. Fantastic. Same game plan as Mangog. I'm obviously going to bait special ones more often, especially if we have space on the field, so that I don't have to worry about taking any blocked hits with special attacks and him going unblockable from prowess buildup. But on top of that, Mr. Fantastic has that bonus evade chance against unblockable attacks. So even if we do run into trouble, we're going to be able to be saved just from Mr. Fantastic's kit. So here, I wanted to quote unquote slow play it, just parry heavy for the most part as we build the special 2. And then paying attention to the passive heal block, making sure we have it up at crucial moments so that we don't trigger miss. There was a late, but we got an evade. Late heavy. You have to be mindful here. I paid attention to the combo on him, so knew he wasn't going to trigger miss with that heavy. And no passive heal block yet, but sticking with these parry heavies means that I'm only adding 1 count to that combo meter, which means we get to that passive power gain a lot later than we need to. And you see there, I took advantage of throwing a special 1 instead of trying to get a 3rd set of debuffs so that we can get that tactic on, since I knew, or that passive heal block on, since I knew we were close and it was going to be a risk. And again, he's not gaining much power. We haven't really had to deal with special attacks. I'm not actually sure what I took damage from there. There was a tick of red number. I meant to look that up and I still have not. Anywho, yeah, this is Mr. Fantastic being fantastic. So we're good here. Just parry heavy, triggered a miss. It's okay. Passive power gain went away, so we're good. Special 1. And the heavy does it. Last fight of the war, Mr. Fantastic taking Power Snack Dani here. All the pre-fights placed. Still have our mastery set up to benefit Mr. Fantastic, which is just maxing Petrify. Yeah, here this ends up being a really smooth fight, about as good as the Mangog one. Decided that I would try to avoid triggering Power Snack as much as possible, whether I have a heal block passive up or not. So you'll see special 1, she throws them out of range, and then I decide to parry the last hit, so I don't have to worry about a dex buff being added to the mix. And here, as usual, just working to special 2, getting our 2nd set of debuffs, and then rinse and repeat to the next special 2 in preparation for 3 sets of debuffs. And you can see here her defensive combat rate is pretty low. And we don't have to worry about too much of a passive power gain from both the tactic. Didn't attack there, we didn't have a passive heal block, didn't want to risk the miss. And then just not triggering Power Snack that often, if at all. 3rd set here, should be smooth sailing. Now we're just going to stick with parry heavies and play it slow, to special 1s, to paying attention whether we're clear to hit her without triggering miss. And yeah, just Mr. Fantastic making this look super simple. It does take some time. We're already at 1.5 minutes. She's only at 50% health. There's our passive power gain. Paying attention to the fact that our passive heal block is almost out. Throw special 1, there we go, we refreshed. So we're safe again. Another special 1, didn't refresh there. Looking for a resonate, but she is yet to reach a special 1, and this is my 3rd special 1. Throw that, there's the passive power gain, and there's the passive heal block. Still hasn't quite hit that bar of power, it should be coming up soon. There we go. Can we get her to throw it from far away? Yep. Pretty much no power gain at all from Power Snack. And she is a nothing fight at this point. Couple more heavies, maybe 1 special 1 will do it. Nope. I think I get her with this last special 1 right here. Passive power gains there, and there goes a combo, so, or a basic hit. And that ended my war. We ended up losing this war, finally matching some of the more top alliances after that canceled war and the rating and everything getting all messed up. And then that war put me at 28-0, so good season for me so far. Not a great war for the alliance as a whole. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, give it a like, and I will catch you guys at the next war.